let's talk about a better woman that we want to look up to, Black Widow. All right, segue. So, what are your thoughts about the movie? Okay, actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Top third, second third, or bottom third of Marvel movies. Where would you put it?
Keeping in mind that bottom third is not a bad third. Like, even though there are a few movies that you might not like myself, Guardians of the Galaxy is down there, you know, but Avengers: Age of Ultron was down there. It's still down there, but I've warmed up to it to the point where I actually do watch it. And my son actually really likes it. He loves Ultron for some reason. Yeah, because he's a robot, right? But even bottom tier is still good because it's still movies that maybe just didn't hit us as much as we would, you know, the other ones have. You know, like obviously the Winter Soldier is always going to be up there for me. Like, it's always going to be one of my favorite. It's still my favorite MCU movie, even over Endgame. But like, say Spider-Man: Homecoming, right? Spider-Man: Homecoming to me is in the bottom third, but it's only because there's so many other. I mean, you're talking about what? This is the 24th movie. I mean, like, come on, it's like a lot of competition. But with that being said, I don't think it's bottom third. I think if it were the bottom third, it would be the higher ones up there. But it's probably in the second, third. Only reason I say that is because it is a good movie. And if this movie reminds me a lot of how I feel when I'm viewing Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Because if this movie had come out, the same exact movie had come out back when Iron Man came out, would blow my mind, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just because it's an MCU movie, you've literally dealt with a global, like
with an Avengers level threat.
Exactly. And now you're dealing with a spy film. It's kind of a little bit of how can I put it? It's kind of a making of its own creation, right? It's just I'm not gonna say it doesn't live up to that because I still enjoyed it. Like, I still enjoyed it, but we went to go watch it in theaters, and if it had been Endgame, we would have came back home and probably ordered it on Disney Premiere.
Yeah.
But I can wait until it comes out in October. I'm watching it again. We're gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it over and over again. But I can still wait to start watching it over and over again.
So I've seen it 3 times, but I'll explain what I mean by that. So I saw
one with your brother, one on a date, one by yourself.
No. I saw it in the theaters, right? I saw it with my brother in the theaters, and I liked it. I would say it's in the second, third.
So like I said, second, third, right?
Yeah. The other 2 times I saw it weren't in its entirety. I saw it, you know, YouTubers do like those reaction videos and such.
Oh, yeah.
Easily get thousands of views. I don't know why we don't do that. We probably should. So I saw 2 different reaction videos to it because it's on Disney Premium, whatever. All they do is they buy the movie and then they watch it through. So I didn't see the movie in its entirety a second and third time, but I did see like cut up version of it, reaction to it, yada yada yada. So that's what I mean when I said I saw it 3 times.
Gotcha.
I get what you're saying about, you know, had it come out, you know, when Iron Man 2 came out, it would have been, you know, like a bigger thing. I do wonder about, you know, if Winter Soldier came out now versus, you know, back when it did, if it would hit as hard. I think Winter Soldier was just a fantastic movie, regardless of when it came out. Yes, the stakes might not be as high, especially knowing that Natasha isn't going to die in this movie because we know when she dies.
Yeah.
So you know, the stakes might not be as high, but I thought the movie had a lot going for it, and it to me it starts and ends with the family dynamic. I love Yelena, her sister.
The opening scene when they were kids was phenomenal. I will say that. It was phenomenal. And it was so phenomenal that I would actually not mind having seen an extension of that, right? Like the opening scenes with the plane and the kid actors, That was a phenomenal. That was a phenomenal opening. So it's one of the best. It's probably one of the best openings. And I would say it's one of the best openings in the MCU. It was a really good ass opening.
And the girl that plays young Natasha, that's Mila Jovovich's daughter. Resident Evil, Mila Jovovich.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
That's her daughter, yeah. And Wes Anderson. No, Paul Thomas Anderson, the director of all this Resident Evil.
I was like, Wes Anderson. I'm like, there's a big age gap.
No. Paul Thomas Anderson. That's their daughter. Yeah, that opening scene was great. I just love the scenes with the family together, especially her sister. I think she's hilarious. The banter about oh, you're such a poser, and it was so good.
Yeah, that cracked me up when she did the whole flip and she's like,
and then she did the whole shrug at the chest. I thought Florence Pugh stole the movie. The person I wish maybe I saw more from was Rachel Weisz. I didn't get too many of scenes with the mother, which she came in later in the movie anyway. But,
yeah, I will say with the Florence Pugh thing, they did exactly what they were supposed to do with her, because she is supposed to break out. She is supposed to be the break, because it's the passing of the man. The same way that the next thing that she's going to be in is in Hawkeye, and the same way Hawkeye, he's going to be passing the mantle to his daughter. So it's kind of like it makes sense that she was the breakout actress. I actually felt like even though it was a Black Widow movie, it was more of the Florence Pugh's character movie. It was a good basically they were co-actors. They were co-starring in this movie,
Yeah, and
isn't she the next Black Widow, basically, technically speaking?
Yeah, technically. And I almost feel, even though in all the promotional art and all that stuff, it's Scarlett Johansson doing the walk. It's she's the one in the Black Widow symbol and all that. But I almost feel like the name is actually not necessarily Black Widow as in the Avenger character Black Widow, but like the Black Widow program, the Black Widows.
Yeah.
Because obviously we see that a lot of them survived what happened there. Where do they go from here? Is there going to be, Milena is alive. Does that mean that she's going to be putting them out to do petty hero work? Or what are they going to do with them? Because there's other people that are still subjugated around the world, other girls that Dreykov, whatever his name was, showed. So they could be doing that. Speaking of Dreykov, that's my least favorite part. I thought the villain was poorly done. I like Taskmaster. Even though
that's so funny because I'm the opposite in that statement. I actually wasn't. I was cool with the Taskmaster fighting and all this, right? Yeah. But just the I didn't like that. I wasn't a huge fan of the twist. I just thought it was a little bit. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, it's cool, but it's okay. But I actually I really like the actor who played the villain. I think he was purposely being campy, which I'm cool with.
Yeah, I like him in other things. Ray Winston. I like him in other things. I think he's a good actor. I can't remember the other movie I was thinking of, but in this, I just didn't do it for me. I wasn't a fan of the twist of the Taskmaster thing, but I do like like you said, the fight scenes are really good.
Yeah, they were really good.
I do like that it's the suits. And whether there's a chip as well, but the suit that helps you analyze fight data from other people and use it, right? Because in the comic books and if you played any of the Spider-Man video games, Taskmaster is that's his thing. He's able to mimic what you can do and fight like you. So during the final battle scene against Black Widow, he showed several fight fight moves that mimicked other members of the Avengers, including the cap thing where she kicked the shield up and caught it. So they were showing all because in the beginning when you first see Taskmaster, Taskmaster's watching the battle scene in Civil War where they're all fighting together. So she's taking all of the data and figuring it out. So
it's so crazy that they have cameras that are that good.
The airports, it's the Leipzig airport. But the Taskmaster suit can be given to anyone, and it can be used for bad. And
Yeah.
if someone's like, okay, now I can use this to like figure out how to fight like this person. So I think it's movable from person to person. So I don't think this will be the last we see of Taskmaster.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And then I know right now Florence Pugh is going to be in Hawkeye. I wonder if they're setting, but she's also going to be in. Isn't she also going to be set up to be in a movie too?
I'm not sure, but I thought she was going to be in. I thought there's a team up show or movie. No, the Thunderbolts. I thought no, maybe that's wrong. There's a team up thing that's supposed to be happening with Zemo and U.S. agents.
Oh, okay.
Because you remember,
Valentina.
Louis Dreyfus's character showed up too. So maybe something's going on there. I'm like worried about spoilers, but it's been 2 weeks. Go see the movie. So she showed up in the end credits. So that ties back to the U.S. agent thing. So hey, who knows? Yeah.
And I really like that they're making Hydra be still within the country, but it's the U.S. within. It's U.S. citizens that are the new Hydra. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not like, because obviously Hydra was always Russian or German, right? Like, that's the whole motive that they kind of, they were Nazis like related or whatever.
Then the Cold War and also like the Nazis too. And,
yeah. Now it's just like, what? Now this is the fallout of that being done.
Yeah.
Now it's within your own country that they're gonna be gonna. So I really like Julius Dreyfus as a character, and her being brought back in. Yeah. Again, the movie was second, third, but again, that's still like what? If you're doing it's still within the top 20 of a bunch of movies,
I would say to be fair, I would say it's on the lower end of the second, third. So that would be like bottom half, second, third, right? So
yeah.
So around
this is 24 movies.
Yeah. So I'll
seven. Each like third is a 7 movie.
No, 8 movies. So I
was told there'd be no math.
I'd say maybe there's like 13 or 14 movies that are better than it, and I can probably spot them up pretty quickly. But
that's not hard. That's not a bad list to be on.
No, yeah, for sure. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I would actually watch it in full again. I just like
I said, it will be watched again in full.
Yeah.
Because I already know that when that one comes out, I'm having my Black Widow binge. So I'm watching all the movies that she's in.
Nice.
Which thankfully that ends up being two of my favorite my two favorite Captain America movies. So I'm like, she's gonna be. I'm gonna get to watch all the Avenger movies. I'm gonna get to watch the 2 Iron Man 1 and 2, which I just recently watched, and then it's so funny. Because I recently watched it, and then when they show they show scenes of the Black Widow, you see her fighting in that white room, and for some reason I had forgotten what movie that was from, like where she's fighting in the. And then when I saw Iron Man 2 again, I was like, oh, it's from here. I completely forgot about this. I completely forgot about this scene or whatever. So, anyways, yeah, man. So, rate it. If we're gonna rate it out of 10, what would you go with?
I'll give it a solid 7.
Yeah, me too. A good 7. Oh,
yeah.
I will point out this. My wife enjoyed it, and she wants to watch it again, which I think that's also an important thing. Is like, because this is a strictly female superhero movie.
Yes.
Remember, the dad or Red Baron or whatever his name is, he's only a secondary character. He's a big character, but he's a secondary character. This movie was about girls, about women, fighting other women. There was a lot of incredible women scenes, like women fighting each other kind of scenes. And so that is also one big thing that people should remember. It's like, this movie was great, and it's also awesome, and it probably wasn't made for men.
Now that I think about it, and spoiler alert, sorry guys, it's just gonna be a spoiler. The twist, the fact that Taskmaster ended up being like Draco's daughter. What you're saying right now, the twist makes sense now, right? Like, make it a female centric movie.
Yeah.
Like not some bad guy and then the girls win the day. Yada, yada. Like it's all around. It's the Taskmaster is just like hulking Terminator type force. Yeah, make it a woman that's that.
And I have a feeling that there's going to be like papers or essays written about this, because this could probably be a metaphor and I hope people understand what I mean by it, but probably a metaphor for prostitution, exploitation of women. If you think about it, right?
Yeah,
Because he exploited women. He was exploiting women. Like his whole entire motif was exploiting women. So there's like a lot of like deep ass. I think I'm convincing myself and moving the movie up in my list, because it's really a lot deeper than just action, than the action that we think it is. Which is, think about, a lot of these comic book movies are. They're a lot deeper. It's just that they're still a movie. They're still an action movie. They're still like, it's not all preachy, but there's still some stuff in there that people should pay attention to. So yeah. But I'm with you. Solid 7, and I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna watch it a few more times. So it'll probably maybe it'll move up. Like I said, Avengers of Age of Ultron was like at the bottom. Now instead of the bottom 2, now it's the bottom 3.
I actually like Age of Ultron.
I know you do.
I think honestly, it was a situation where we had just seen the Avengers and some other movies, and we had expectations up here, and it just didn't quite deliver. But as a movie itself, I thought it was actually pretty.
Don't worry, guys. We're eventually gonna release that deep dive. Like we've been planning it for years. Years. Like we've been doing this podcast for years now, right? But
we just have to get our timings together, and we'll get it.
We have Iron Man out there, so it's gonna start at least.
Okay, so